before doing anything with attention. Notice that you are already here, already aware, already present in this moment without effort. There is nothing to achieve and no special state you need to manufacture. Allow your body to settle into a posture that supports both steadiness and ease, whether seated upright or lying down, sensing the quiet dignity of simply being where you are. Let the spine lengthen naturally, not rigid, not slumped, but balanced, allowing the head to rest easily atop the neck. Feel the shoulders drop away from the ears, the chest soften, the belly relax, and the muscles of the face release, as though they are no longer holding anything up. Allow the eyes to close gently or rest in a soft, unfocused gaze. Take a moment to sense the feeling of stillness beneath movement, the quiet background of experience that is present even before the breath is noticed. Now allow awareness to include the breath, not as an object to control, but as a steady companion that naturally supports concentration. Feel the subtle sensations of inhalation and exhalation wherever they are most vivid for you right now, perhaps at the nostrils, the chest, or the rise and fall of the abdomen. Let attention rest lightly there, like a leaf floating on water, neither sinking nor being carried away. Today's practice is about deepening concentration not through force, but through gentleness, patience, and consistency. As the breath continues, notice how attention begins to gather naturally when it is not pushed or strained. You are not narrowing awareness aggressively, but allowing it to stabilize by returning again and again to a simple, immediate experience. When the mind wanders, as it naturally will, see if you can notice the moment of wandering with kindness rather than frustration. Each noticing is an act of awareness, and each return to the breath strengthens stability without tension. Thoughts may arise in the background or come clearly into focus, pulling attention away. Rather than following them, acknowledge their presence briefly, and then gently escort attention back to the breath, as you would guide a child back to their seat with calm reassurance. Notice how repeated gentle returning builds a sense of inner steadiness over time. This steadiness is the soil from which insight grows. As attention becomes more continuous, you may begin to experience spaces between thoughts, small gaps of quiet where the mind is simply aware. Do not cling to these moments or try to recreate them. Simply recognize them when they appear and allow them to dissolve naturally. Concentration deepens not by holding stillness, but by trusting its natural rhythm of appearing and fading. If internal chatter becomes loud or persistent, see if you can relax into the sound of thinking rather than struggling against it. Thoughts are not enemies to concentration. Resistance creates more noise than thoughts themselves. Let attention remain with the breath while thoughts pass like distant conversations in another room. Over time, you may notice that the emotional charge of thinking softens when it is no longer fed by engagement. Now bring awareness to the quality of effort you are using. Is there strain in the forehead, tightness behind the eyes, or holding in the jaw? If so, soften these areas and allow concentration to be supported by relaxation rather than pressure. True stillness is alert and alive, not stiff or dull. See if attention can be both stable and spacious, focused yet relaxed, as As minutes pass, you may notice that awareness feels more unified, less fragmented. Rather than jumping rapidly from one object to another, attention rests more continuously, even as sensations and sounds come and go. This is not suppression, it is coherence. The mind learns to stay with what is simple and present. If boredom arises, notice it as another mental event, another sensation with a beginning, middle, and end. Boredom often signals that the mind is no longer being entertained by novelty, which can be a doorway into deeper stillness if you allow it. Stay present with boredom without labeling it as a problem. Beneath it, there is often a quiet, steady awareness waiting to be discovered. As concentration deepens, the breath may become subtler, slower, or more refined. Allow this to happen naturally, without manipulating it. Trust the body and mind to find their own equilibrium. If the breath becomes faint, let awareness expand to include the whole body breathing, the subtle movement of life, energy throughout your form. Notice how stillness is not the absence of activity, but a balanced harmony of movement within rest. You may begin to sense the body sitting as one unified field rather than a collection of separate parts. Sensations rise and fall within this field, but awareness remains steady. Sounds may appear and vanish, yet they do not disturb concentration. They are simply known. Thoughts may still arise, but they are lighter, less sticky, like wisps of smoke drifting through open space. If at any point concentration feels forced or tiring, gently relax the effort and reconnect with curiosity. Ask silently, what is this experience like right now? Let that question open awareness rather than narrow it. Concentration fed by curiosity is sustainable and clear, whereas concentration fed by control eventually collapses. Allow moments of stillness to lengthen naturally when they arise, and allow movement to unfold without resistance when it returns. Both are teachers. As the mind stabilizes, insight begins to show itself quietly, not as dramatic realizations, but as simple understanding. You may see directly how distraction creates restlessness, how grasping creates tension, and how letting go reveals ease. These insights do not require thinking. They are felt in the body-mind system. Trust this experiential knowing. If emotions arise, such as calm, contentment, or subtle joy, notice them without attachment. These are signs of settling, but they too are impermanent. Let them come and go like everything else. Concentration deepens when nothing is pushed away and nothing is held too tightly. Over time, the distinction between focusing on the breath and simply being aware may soften. Attention becomes less about an object and more about continuity. Awareness knows itself as awareness. If this happens, allow it without commentary. If it fades, return gently to the breath. Nothing has been lost. Toward the latter part of the practice, sense how stillness underlies the entire experience. Even when the mind moves, stillness is present as the knowing of movement. This stillness is not fragile. It does not need protection. It is always available when attention relaxes into simplicity. Rest here for a few moments, allowing concentration and stillness to coexist effortlessly. Feel how the body breathes, how awareness holds everything without strain. Begin begin to recognize that this quality of steadiness can accompany you beyond formal